Hey, real quick, have you ever experienced a situation where your credit scores went down after a positive change on your credit report, like paying off a loan, paying off credit cards, removing collections and medical bills from your credit report, all of which are good, and you're scratching your head like how did this happen? Why am I being punished for doing good? Well, I'm here to educate you on the reason this may be happening. This is super important, so stay tuned and I got you. First of all, I want to take the time out to thank all of my loyal subscribers who always watch my content and stay true and stay down. Now, I looked at my analytics and to my surprise, I noticed that only like 20% of my viewers are actually subscribed to this channel. So it costs nothing. It costs $0 to show support. So do me a favor and subscribe to this channel so I can continue to spread this information. For those of you who may not know, my name is Kelvin McNeil and I am the owner and CEO of GreenScale, also known as GSC Funding and GreenScale Credit. I am also a licensed mortgage loan originator, licensed in 15 states, NMLS number 201-8085, and I help people every day get approved for mortgages, whether it be purchasing their first home, refinancing and save money, but I also help people improve their credit health in general, because as you guys know by now, it is becoming increasingly important to have good credit. Something I've noticed over the years doing business is most people have never heard of credit score bucketing and or rebucketing. You see, they call the sport of boxing the sweet science, but I would argue the factors that go into creating a good credit score is the real sweet science. From the outside looking in, as a consumer, we're all told that our credit scores are basically calculated based on 5 sections, right? We know that 35% of our FICO scores are based on your payment history. 30% is based on your credit card usage or overall credit card utilization. We know that 15% of our FICO scores are based on your length of credit or average age of credit. And then 10% is going to be your credit increase. And the last 10% is just your credit mix, like the different types of accounts you currently have reporting to the bureaus. But what they don't tell you is that you are constantly being judged in comparison to others with a similar credit report than yours. Your actual FICO score is determined based on how you stack up against consumers with a similar financial situation, so to speak. But believe it or not, this is to be fair. Ladies, imagine being an 8-year-old little girl stepping up against grown women in a Miss USA competition.
I have to apologize.
Fellas, imagine being a top recruit showing up to the NFL Combine and having your speed as a quarterback compared to a running back, a DB, or a wide receiver. That would just be completely unfair. So what normally happens at an NBA or NFL or NHL Combine? You show up and they separate you by your position. They put you in groups based on everyone who has similar skills than you and see how you match up against other quarterbacks, other wide receivers, other offensive linemen. And that's the way credit works. You see, the credit bureaus understand that your credit score should be objective, right? Context changes things, and each and every single one of our credit reports aren't just about the scores. It tells a story about the financial status that we currently have. And most importantly, how high or low of a risk we are as a borrower. So to keep things in context, the way they truly calculate your scores is based on these 4 categories. So they split us up, they put us into buckets with other people based on these 4 categories. So the first is going to be age of credit. So what is the overall average age or length of your credit accounts. The next is going to be the number of open accounts you have. The closed accounts that you have don't really have as much of an impact, but the number of open accounts you have is the second category. The third is the number of delinquent or derogatory accounts. Like how many collections do you have? How many accounts that you have with any red flags whatsoever. And then finally, the presence of a new account. So to simplify things, let's say you are put in a room with 9 other people who also have several collection accounts. Now, everyone in this room has something in common. That's why we're in this specific room together. And this specific room has a ceiling. And the ceiling is going to be the maximum credit score that we all can have. So if I'm in the room with you and I have fewer inquiries or I have a better credit card utilization than you, my score will be higher. So if we look at this example over here, let's call her Susie. So Susie has several collection accounts. She has a few open accounts, and the maximum credit score is a 660 in the bucket that she's in. Now, her credit score is a 652. Now, the reason why Susie's credit score is a 652 is because she actually is doing better than other folks who also have several collection accounts. Susie is really frustrated and she's looking to improve her credit scores. So what does Susie do? She hires us at GreenScale Credit to help improve those credit scores, and we start disputing things and collections start to fall off. Now Susie has no more collection accounts, right? So let's slash that out. She still has few open accounts. So let's see what happens once these collections are deleted. Now Susie has no collection accounts, but oh no, she's confused. Her score went down 12 points and she's like, how could this be happening? Why did my score go down when we got collection accounts deleted? Well, in Susie's case, she has been rebucketed. She has now been upgraded from, let's say, tier 2 to a tier 3 consumer, which means she is now being compared to people who also have 0 collections. And these other folks, or members as we call them in this bucket, who have 0 collections, they have much better credit card utilization than she does. They have fewer late payments. And so now Susie may be at the bottom of that bucket. She's in the bottom of the barrel, and that's the only reason why her score went down. But this is truly a blessing in disguise, because now, as you can see, her maximum credit score is now 720. So what you will notice is as Susie continues to focus on the other negative things or items on her credit report, thanks to GreenScale Credit, her score will now jump and it will be boosted and increase at a much higher rate. So as we can see in the next slide, she has 2 late payments, right? And that's what's kind of holding her back. So now her score is sitting at 640, but boom, now she's down to 1 late payment. Her score shoots up by 35 points and now she's at a 675. She's still frustrated because she's not in the 700 club, and that's her goal. But as you can see, instead of her points going up, let's say 10 or 15 points, it's going up much faster, at a faster rate. It went up by 35 points. And the only thing that happened was 1 late payment was removed. Now we keep working, and now she has no negative accounts. She has no delinquencies, no charge-offs, no collection accounts, and her score is continuing to increase. Now her score shot up 50 points and she's now at a 725 with the maximum credit score of a 780. Susie's now thinking back at when her score dropped 12 points and she was confused and frustrated, and now she's understanding that she has been upgraded into a new tier, and then now she's been bumped up another tier. Now she has credit history that is around 3 years. And as that continues to grow, once her average length of credit is at 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, her scores will continue to grow and she will continue to be rebucketed. So please don't get discouraged if you're doing all the right things and you notice your scores drop. Just remember, God is just setting the stage and you will have the spotlight on you with the credit bureaus giving you an applause as you continue to prove yourself and make positive changes. So for my people with no negative accounts, but you may have higher credit card usage and you're in those 600s and you can't figure out why you can never get your scores above 700, is because you're carrying balances on your credit cards, high balances. So once you stop playing around and pay off those credit cards and get your overall usage under 10%, your scores could literally improve by over 100 points. No lie, trust me. Before I started building business credit and using my business credit cards and leveraging that instead, I was churning credit cards and I literally saw my score drop 95 points, then go back up by 120, drop 50 points, then go up by 30. All because of credit card usage. For my people who have a score in the 700s and they're really trying to break up into the 800 club, it may be just length of credit. If you have no derogatories, right, and you have plenty of accounts, a high number of open accounts, it may be that these accounts are just kind of new, still a little wet behind the ears, right? So just don't open any more accounts unless you really need to. Continue to do a great job with excellent payment history. And as those newer accounts grow past that 6 month, that 12 month, that 72-month mark, your scores will continue to soar and increase and increase and increase as your length of credit strengthens. And guys, keep in mind, the members in these groups, aka waiting rooms, aka buckets, are constantly changing. And that's why your scores will never stay the same. They will always fluctuate because you are always being judged against a new group of members who have similar credit than you. So the name of the game is to focus on cleaning your credit the right way, which is factual disputing, no credit sweeps, no illegal CPNs or any of that, right? Improve your credit the right way and do the right things. Focus on paying on time and obsess over what's on your credit report and not your credit scores, because your credit scores are a simple byproduct of the information being reported to your credit report. This is why at GreenScale Credit, we stress the importance of having healthy credit and giving you the cleanest, greenest credit report possible without any red flags, because those are just hazardous bumps in the road and objects that are stopping us from getting to the finish line and where we want to be. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate you. And for that, I do have a gift. I want you to go ahead and look down in the description below. There is a link to download my free ebook, which is called 7 Simple Ways to Improve Your Credit Scores. Go ahead and download that. It's some very helpful information. Again, it's free. And if you need my help specifically improving your credit scores, I invite you to also click the link in the description below to schedule your credit repair consultation. We can talk about your goals, where you currently stand, and I can give you tips and tell you exactly how I can help you improve those credit scores so you can get your first semi truck if you're a business owner, so you can get approved for that new car that you have your eye on, or refi to help save your home. These are real life situations, and I love helping people, which is why I'm always giving out free gems on the YouTube. But as always, if you found anything in this video helpful, do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment. If you've ever experienced the rebucketing situation where your score may have dropped temporarily, let these people know it's all right and everything is going to be okay. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, thanks for watching.